Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today TV. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the closing action on this D Street, starting with the benchmark index moves, following up with the stock market sectors and all the stocks that are buzzing the most in trade. We'll get you expert views to find out where exactly should you be putting in money to reap maximum profits in the current market scenario. First up, a quick check on the benchmark level. Let's look at the Nifty yet again. It's now above the 20,210 odd mark. So record high levels again for the Nifty, this time around above 20,215 odd, 112 points higher. So it's picked up pace in the second half of trading action. 0.5% of a surge coming in for this one. The Sensex also trading at 67,910, record high for Sensex as well. 378 points of an uptick for this one. 0.5% of gains coming in. Looks like the bulls are only charging ahead with none of the worries really bothering the bulls at this point in time. Let's look at the sectors that are contributing to this up move. Of course, the broader markets, the mid and the small caps are also looking at healthy gains at this point in time. They were flattish up until the first half of the trading session, but they've also picked up pace, especially when we talk about the small cap 100 index that's up by 0.5%. The mid cap 100 index is also up in trade today. And that's about 0.4% of a surge that we can see. Among the sectors, it's the auto space that is definitely taking all the limelight. It is the top gaining sector in trade today, about 1.8% of an up move. IT follows next with a 1% surge. Private banks, financial services, PSU banks, overall all picking up pace. So it's the buying in the Nifty bank constituents, the private banks, PSU banks and the financial services that's pulling up the markets even higher in trade. So 0.6% of a surge for the Nifty bank, and that also inches closer to its all-time high levels right now. Of course, among the top gainers on the Nifty pack, you have Bajaj Auto, about 6% of a surge for this one, 5,116 as the current level. Record highs for this one too, followed up by M&M, that's up by 2.4 odd percent. We also have Hero Moto, Tata Motors from the auto basket, Eicher Motors among the top gainers. And apart from this, we are also seeing the IT pack, talk about names from like HCL Technologies, Wipro, TCS, Tech Mahindra, all of them also supporting the markets. And of course, cement major Grasim is also on the back of news flow, up by about 2.3 odd percent. On the downside, however, you can actually see only the realty space stocks and the metals really sluggish in trade, seeing some profits being taken off the table. So among the losers, you have BPCL, Asian Paints, HUL, Britannia, these kind of stocks that are dragging the street and the sentiments right here. But let's welcome our guest on the show. Mr. A.K. Prabhakar now joins in, Head of Research at IDBI Capital. Welcome, sir, and thank you so much for taking the time out. The markets, it looks like there is nothing stopping the bulls from soaring even higher, despite all the caution that we've been hearing about how the valuations look stretched, at least in the broader markets right now. What is your own sense of what is leading to this unstoppable rally on the D Street, and can this really continue?
Yeah, good evening. See, we need to understand, bull market rally doesn't derail because the valuation is expensive. Now, normally it has derailed on events. You take 1992, you had the famous scam. Now, then in 1997, you had Asian currency crisis. 2000, you had dot-com bubble. Now, 2004, there was a change in government. So we had some correction. And in 2006, we had, in 2 months, we had 33% correction. Again, it is a crisis, Asian crisis. And then you had 2008 correction, which was again Lehman crisis. So without an event, now the bull market doesn't correct. Valuation. Now the sectors will rotate. There are sectors and stocks which are very expensive, but that will rotate. But the momentum will continue. There will be other sectors and stocks which will lead the bull market. So I don't think the bull market is here to derail, but we need to be careful in what stocks and sectors we put our money. That is more important. As you mentioned, auto is doing well today. Now, for a surprise today, telecom is also doing well. Bharti Airtel is also up. That is one of the gainers in the Nifty. So there will be leader leadership change will be there, and that is where investors should take note of.
Absolutely. Since you talked about the auto space, sir, let's discuss this a little further again. Where do you see value emerging in the auto basket? Bajaj Auto is now up above 5100, record high levels for this one. We've seen some of the top performers of the last 1 year odd or so, like M&M and Tata Motors already. The two-wheeler stocks have started to move just after a long time. Hero Moto, TVS Motors, and the likes of even Eicher Motors. Your thoughts on the entire auto space? We've seen the Siam data, we've seen the sales figures come about for the month of August. Even in wholesales, we've seen the highest ever passenger vehicle sales, three-wheeler sales coming in. The monsoons have not been extremely bad like we had been anticipating at the beginning of the year as well. And now we are headed for the festive season. How are you looking at all of these scenarios play out for the entire auto sector?
Two-wheeler, still there is a pain point, but at least the valuation comfort is there when it comes to Bajaj Auto and Hero Motor. And in Eicher, they are selling premium vehicle, so they have one of the highest margin in two-wheelers. So I think they will continue to outperform. There are few competition which are coming in, but till the competition doesn't prove that we are better off, we can sell and we can take some market share. No, I think Eicher Motor will have a leadership there. And we like Mahindra. There is a valuation comfort. Tata Motor, it is a EV growth story. But we don't track the stock, so we won't be able to comment there. But you have Maruti after a very, very long time, the stock has started to perform. So we like Auto Pack, but we like Auto Ancillary Pack even better than that. No, we like Bharat Forge in that, which is moving from auto to defense and aerospace. So Bharat Forge is one stock we like. CIE Auto, previously it was called Mahindra CIE. That is one stock we like. Today it is slightly up, but we think valuation wise it is very comfortable. Now Lumax Auto Tech is also today up. Now you have Motherson Sumi Group, that is also looking good to us. So there are a lot of auto pack which is looking good, and this pack has not performed. After a very long time, it is starting to perform. That is what I was saying. Now there is always a sector and stock rotation. That is where we need to be mindful of.
Absolutely. So there's also news flow coming in on Ashok Leyland in the auto space, and I'd like to highlight that and then I'll take your view. Ashok Leyland is said to have signed an MOU with the UP government to set up an integrated bus plant at 200 crore rupees. It is also going to be forming a joint venture with TVS Mobility, and this will be again joint venture where Ashok Leyland will hold 49.9% and TVS Mobility will hold 50.1%, and this is to invest 400 million rupees in the joint venture as well. How are you looking at Ashok Leyland? Right now it's up by almost 2% and do you think all of this news flow augurs well for the company going forward?
Yeah, and they get a very good export order. They have something called Switch Mobility. I think very soon it will be demerged and listed. So that is going to be value creation. Now, and we need to understand Switch Mobility now address EV bus segment and other segments. So that is something where their growth is going to be there. And they have been traditionally manufacturing the CV and other things from Tamil Nadu, but it is too far off to the main market. So when they have a manufacturing plant in UP, then their market share also will start to increase. They can compete Tata Motor in that segment. So I think it is a very brilliant move.
Okay, so that's as far as the auto space is concerned. Apart from the auto sector, sir, which is the other pocket where you still see value emerging despite all-time high levels in the overall markets? Where do you see the next sector rotation really to take place?
I feel PSU banks have not performed. Now from 2010, now highs, they have been correcting for almost 13 years, and many PSU banks are trading below price to book on the one-time price to book. Now below book value they are trading. So we like Union Bank, Bank of Baroda, Canara Bank as a top three pick. But there are other PSU bank where that also might rally. and there are few value PSUs like NMDC. No, there are few other, Gale and other things are there. So those things we like. And when bull market rally starts, something connected with markets also starts to rally. For example, broking companies, like Angel One or 360 Wealth, or you have other companies also, JM Finance. These also starts to rally. AMC companies are also something which we can look at it, like HDFC AMC, UTI AMC. These are stocks which will start to perform. Maybe it will take some time, but I think these are in a bull market. These are some things where these are called facilitators. They will rally. Even exchanges like BSE, which is listed, CDSL, which is listed, these also will start to see some rally.
Okay. Also, sir, if you could help us understand from the mid and the small caps, which look rather more overheated when we compare to the large caps, is there still a pocket that you believe can continue to hold on to the gains and perhaps give even higher returns from here?
Yeah, no, there are selective stocks which you can look at. For example, today Senco Gold, gold jewelry company has started to rally. It came with a new IPO. Valuation wise, it is very attractive. I think for a medium term investor, it offers value. There is Narayana Health. Previously it was called Narayana Hirdalaya Hospital. Valuation wise, it is very attractive. Now we like one more stock called TCPL. No, so that also looks very attractive. No, but in between large cap and mid cap, we like life insurance. This segment has not performed. Post COVID, HDFC Life, SBI Life, or ICICI Pru Life has not performed. Today,
Okay.
I think ICICI Pru has started its rally, but it is long way to go. So I think this segment is coming back. Now, chemical and specialty chemical as a segment in the last 2 years have corrected, and there is huge value in this segment if you are looking at 2 to 3 years. So I think there lot of value is there. We like Ami Organic, Clean Science, Deepak Fertilizer, no SRF. There are many stock in that segment.
Okay, understood that too. Well, many thanks then, Mr. Prabhakar, for being with us on the show and discussing all these wonderful stock ideas. Definitely, Senco Gold stands out, 14-15% intraday move. Apart from this, we also saw several other stocks that you mentioned also touching 52-week high levels as well and showing strong momentum. So while the markets may be looking, touching at all-time high levels, there are several pockets that still can hold some value and give enough profits to all our viewers also going forward. Many thanks for being with us on the show. Let's look at the markets right now and see what is the current momentum telling us. 280 points higher for the Sensex, 67,793. The Nifty also up by about 81 points, 20,184 currently. Looks strong at this point in time and looks like we are headed for the third straight weekly close in the positive, in the green. And in fact, the kind of a percent and above gains that we are already sitting on, that gets stretched about 2% and higher move. That should be seen as perhaps a higher surge in the last 5 months for the Nifty. So we'll continue to see whether this week has some surprise for the Nifty and a momentum that can still sustain going forward from here. So we'll continue to track all the market momentum for you. Do stay tuned on to Business Today TV to catch all of that even going forward.